So for people who don't know, who are you and what's your connection to this amazing stuff?
My name is Kim Bassinger, and sorry, no, that was one of Fred's lines. But anyway, well, my name's Peter Hince, and I worked in the music business from 1973 to 1986 in the good old days.
Yeah.
And I first met Queen at the end of 73 when they were a support band for Mott the Hoople, and no one knew who they were.
Wow.
And we thought they'd never make it. They were too pushy and too posy, and how can you succeed when a singer is called Fred? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward to summer 75, and I'd left Mott and I'd left Bowie and Mick Ronson and Lou Reed and was looking for a job, and Queen wanted Mott's road crew. Okay, yeah, it's 40 quid a week, yeah. So we went in when they were making Night at the Opera, and so I was there when they did most of that, when they did Bo Rap and then did the video, and from then on it was the journey until 86 and the last show. And I was Fred's roadie and John's roadie, and then after a bit of time I became head of the crew, had more responsibility, and yeah, and these are bits and bobs that I kind of picked up and was given over the years. And if I had everything, we'd be in my Mediterranean villa doing the interview. But it didn't mean anything, you know. I mean, Fred would write things down and they'd go, okay, all right, Fred, yeah, or whatever. Or, you know, I mean, my father threw out lots of things out the attic, you know, and it was like, oh, it's just old junk, you know, cluttering up the attic, and because it didn't have a value. I mean, I kept things, I don't know, sentiment, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a collector by nature, and people say, oh, how can you let this go? It's like, well, because I'm not a collector.
Yeah.
I mean, they were part of my life. I mean, I've still got my Live Aid award.
No way.
And Hyde Park award from the band, and gold disc. And I've still got a very personal Christmas card from Fred.
Wonderful.
And my tour itineraries, and then I guess that will go to my family, to our nephews and great nephews. But yeah, it just felt the time's right to let it go. And then I know how many big Queen collectors are out there and who will get a lot of pleasure from it. Whereas for me, I mean, you know, these are my working tools. It was part of my everyday life. You know, so.
It's a bit like Hunter Davis when he said he was with the Beatles. They write the lyric sheets out, and at the end of the day, they just go, throw them in the bin.
Yeah.
And like you say, so ordinary. And he just went, I'll take them home if you like. And then
exactly.
Sitting on, like, you've preserved history, Peter, what you've done. It's amazing. Like, just like you say, the jar is...
I mean, if I'd kept everything, and I did let some things go over the years, but a lot of it just got given away, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I gave a girl I knew, not my wife, one of Fred's stage mics, you know.
Wow.
And because I used to look after them, and so I know exactly how they are. And there's never been an officially authenticated one come for auction. Wow. I mean, the gold one, that's an awards mic. That's not the stage used one.
Right.
Used it on Top of the Pops once, where he wore a tuxedo. But yeah, I mean, you just never thought that could buy you a very good car or something, or you know, a sort of row of houses somewhere up north. I mean, just is beyond comprehension, really. But yeah, I mean, if it gives pleasure to people, you know, I mean, then that's great. I mean,
I'll cut this out, but it's the same as my dad. He had a green copy of Never Mind the Bollocks on vinyl.
Yeah.
In the 80s, he'd seen some girl, he went, oh, you can have it. Yeah. You know, same sort of thing. He just didn't think of what it was. Yeah.
I think I had some Sex Pistols stuff, because when we were recording News of the World, which we were Rocky and Champions, and the Sex Pistols were in the same studio.
Were you in the room next door as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember this whole furore about, you know, punk, and I remember Johnny Rotten sitting on the sort of brown corduroy seating unit. It was fashionable, you know, with his safety pins and his pink hair and all this. And, you know, and I sort of come up and I said, can I turn the channel over on the telly, mate? Yeah, all right. You know, they weren't sort of the mean edge of punk.
Yeah. Like...
But Sid was, he was a bit of a casualty, Sid. And
I thought so, yeah.
He stumbled in one day in the control room and said to Fred, have you succeeded in bringing ballet to the masses? And Fred turned around and he said, aren't you Stanley Ferocious? And literally picked him up by the collar and tossed him out.
Amazing, isn't it?
And I mean, you wouldn't mess with Fred, I tell you. I mean, he was quite slight, but I mean, he was as tough as nails.
So when you joined at Night at the Opera, obviously you came in at that point, was the future sort of guaranteed in their minds? What did they think, this is it, we are going to take? Because I know there was a problem in the album, they thought this is the last one, it's kitchen sink and all. Or they sort of, you know, we are going to do it, it's going to be fine.
I think they always had belief. I mean, from that first Mott the Hoople tour, when, you know, we're down in this cold old cinema owned by Emerson, Lake and Palmer with no heating. And we're all wearing scarves and big coats. And Queen come in to rehearse as a support band in their Zandra Road silks or satins, you know. And you think, and Fred's going for it as if it's Madison Square Garden.
Wonderful.
So they always had that belief, always had it, and it was always on our terms. But I think, I mean, Night at the Opera, they got out of their old management deal and John Reid signed them, Elton's manager.
Yeah.
And that was really important. I mean, that was a big move. And he was very instrumental in making that break for them. Of course, it was a great album. And I mean, I think if it hadn't made it, I think EMI could have dropped him. I mean, I think there was a real possibility you've made the world's most expensive album and given us a ridiculous 6-minute single. And I remember going from studio to studio around town, listening to bits and pieces. Who's this? Doesn't matter, I'm on 40 quid a week, you know. And I honestly thought that the bit in the middle, and so did all the other guys in the crew, was going to be an introduction tape for the show. You know?
Right, yeah.
Some kind of, before the band came on. And then suddenly it's all put together and you're like, I'll still be on 40 quid a week, even if it doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really the kind of seminal point. I mean, they'd had some success. I mean, Sheer Heart Attack was a good album. And they
I like that album. Yeah.
good. I mean, Now and Here, it's a great track. And I mean, Killer Queen's a fantastic pop single, you know.
Yeah.
So, and live, they were always good. But then that came out, the video came out. We went on tour. Everything went straight to #1. Came back off tour and did live at Hammersmith Christmas Eve. No one did that then.
No.
And it was like, but they were so rehearsed, so on top of it, and the show was so good that they just went, and then it just took them to that other level. And then, But I think in the 70s, they were a really great rock band.
Yeah.
And then when they went in the 80s, they became a very good commercial pop rock band.
Yeah. Read the hits, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, they're not bad albums. I mean, The Game, which was their most successful, which, you know, that's that microphone there from 1980, when Crazy Little Thing was #1 in the States, Another One Bites the Dust, 4 nights at Madison Square Garden, you know. They were huge. But then there were some more commercial songs on there. And then, of course, Hot Space and the funk disco
I
thing.
love Hot Space. I love Hot Space. I think it's a great album. Really underrated, in my opinion. One of the...
There are some good songs on it. And, I mean, a couple of things I remember. Being on the tour bus, on tour in '82 after the album was out one night, for the show, and the TV was on, and Fred was on an interview. Oh, well, I'll watch this. And he said to the guy, he said, I think Hot Space is good. He said, I think that the songs are good, but the timing's wrong.
All right.
And Thriller came out not that long afterwards. And Jackson had been listening to Another One Bites the Dust, and he loved that. And then also that thing of Hot Space. And Fred said he thought the timing was wrong.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah, 2 years later, it would have been,
Or even 18 months.
Yeah.
But then also they played some of the stuff live. And there's a show live at Milton Keynes, and Staying Power, and Mac, who was the band's producer and engineer in Munich, And he came to the show and he said, "Why didn't you play it like that on the record?" Because live, it was just full of energy, and you know. Whereas when you had it on record, it was a little bit sterile, you know, the flat drums. But I agree. I think there's some good stuff on it.
I think it's a really underrated album. I think it's marvelous. And the roadie game has changed a little bit. Would you prefer to be a roadie now or in the 1970s? That's the question.
I mean, well, if I was a roadie now, I wouldn't get my hands dirty. You know? I mean, now, if you're a roadie, I mean, I looked after Fred and John, and these days they'd have someone each. And you wouldn't load the truck. You wouldn't get dirty, you know. You'd have an assistant, and so you'd have a laptop. So it's kind of changed, but, you know, it's like everything. It's all about timing. It was of its time, and it was great. And we used to work hard and played hard. But I mean, I was happy to do it then. I mean, I don't think my knees would take it now, you know, other bits. But I mean, it was of its time. I mean, they're not called roadies anymore. They're called techs. You know, a guitar
Logistics
tech.
instead of lorry driver.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but I wish I'd been working for Taylor Swift. I mean, she gave the truck drivers on her tour $100,000 bonus.
Amazing.
The truck drivers.
That's amazing.
Because our old sound company, Clare Brothers, Clare Global, they did the whole thing. Yeah. And saying how hard she works, how good she is, but how she appreciates the people that do it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, $100,000, I didn't earn that in my career. You know? So, but it was what it was, you know?
Yeah.
And again, letting all this stuff go, I mean, I've still got the memories, you know? I can flip through a tour itinerary and think, I remember that gig, or watch a show on TV, or, but you've been there and done it, and no one can take that from you.
Yeah, it's priceless, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And with any of those kind of events in history, you know, it's all about timing. I mean, Bo Rap coming out, Kenny Everett playing.
God love Kenny.
Yeah, exactly. Kenny, So I think there's a lot of it about timing. Yeah. And some people said to me, "Oh, you were so lucky to work for Queen." And I go, I think you're not really understanding it, you know. I mean, it was my job, and you know, I worked for Bowie. I was Mick Ronson's guitar roadie. I worked for Lou Reed. I worked for Eno and Roxy Music. I worked for Supertramp. So, you know, I worked for various people. That's what I did for a job. But what I found is when I got the job with Queen and stayed with them, that the harder you work, the more you apply yourself and take opportunities, the luckier you get. So, you know, when people make these sort of glib comments that, "Oh, you were so lucky," it's like, when you haven't slept for 3 days and have to sleep, you know,
pull out of a van because of fake boobs or something, and
and you know, and all of that, then the glamour soon goes. But I mean, you could say it was a privilege, but I don't think luck really has anything to do with it. I think you make your own luck.
It's a great collection. Thank you so much for letting this stuff out and letting the world see it. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. I really appreciate that.
This channel needs your help. It turns out 93% of you wonderful people that watch this channel don't subscribe. Now, we need your subscription to tell YouTube that this channel is worth looking at and pushing. That way it will generate more opportunities, which means we can get more content out for you, which is something we absolutely love doing. It's just a click. It's absolutely free, and it would mean the world to us. Thank you so much.